is going to be a driver to look out for next race. He was coming on strong in the final couple of laps there. He was gaining and gaining and gaining on the leaders.
Hello and welcome back to Closed Circuit Sports. I'm Drew Goldman, and this is the afternoon session of the first day of the second doubleheader. Sounds like a Bible verse. In August, in Indiana. It's pretty nice on Saturday. And with the way the morning sessions went, it's worth showing qualifying because we did some good work here. Whether it counted or not. Foreshadowing. Spoiler alert, however that goes. Getting the tires cooking on the outlap. See, this is my fourth session of the day, and my first proper practice, fifth. Yes, because we did the warm-up for the afternoon, we just didn't film it. Which, you know, sometimes you get cool stuff in practice, especially at Sierra. But here, everybody's pretty cooperative. For example, I saw Gage coming, breathing down my neck a little bit, and I was like, "You, sir, show me the way." He said, "Bet." Slapped a little bit of lead on the cart to make medium in between the final and the warm-up. The final for light from the morning sessions, and the warm-up here for the afternoon. About 15 pounds. Because I was already right around 5 over for light. That's a 25-pound weight difference. We topped off fuel. That was about all we needed. So we thought. God, this was such a fast layout. This is such a fast layout. Coming up on Robert Carroll. This was his first event, to my knowledge. He's a motorcycle guy, mostly a track day guy. But he's coming out here to try his hand at the karting thing. And he ain't slow, I'll say that. Rocking the 22 kart that Petrie usually rocks in the morning. It's not always in the morning. They alternate. Odd rounds, one go in the morning. Even rounds, the other goes in the morning. Ooh, a little bit of dirt there for Mr. Carroll. Keeping it on track, well done. I had to check up a little bit there. My tires protest in that center hairpin more often than not. I need to find the right limit there. I'm sure I'm doing it incorrectly. I just don't know what correctly quite looks like. I know I got this much better. This half of the track, I'm much better than the other side. At this point, I'm thinking I'm quicker. And it's qualifying, so he should want to let me through, right? Right. This course is very technical, particularly with this layout. Very high-speed sections with typically one line through them. Oh, could have had him there. Ooh, lost a little bit there. Man, I gotta figure that corner out. Trying to drive gently is a delicate thing in these kind of machines because there is no power steering and you are pulling proper G if you're doing it right. So I've been told the typical force feedback for a go-kart converted into Newton meters, as sim bases are typically sold. Simulator wheelbases are typically sold in units of Newton meters as their measure of strength. Sometimes converted to foot-pounds, but it's not a direct conversion. 51.2 qualifying. Could have done a little bit better, but 51.2. I've been told it's right around 15 for go-karts. It's where the tires give. 15 Newton meters, excuse me, of torque. At peak G, right around there. It's right around 10 pound-feet. Excuse me, 10 pound-feet of torque. It's where the tires start to give. This is why karting is a physical sport, but also one that theoretically anybody can play. It's also why the very top guys are legitimate athletes. I was a JV All-Star. I got a couple varsity minutes, but I was no starter. I was no letterman. So you might notice, well, we came across the scales light. Just 2 pounds, but light regardless. We just, we forgot to throw that extra fuel in there. So we were about to have a very well calculated weight, but alas. So what we did instead was throw that fuel in and add a 5-1 buck. I hadn't known when I came back to my cart that my collar had been stuck in the wheel as the brake. I hadn't seen it, blended, whatever. So as I had driven away, I kind of drove over my collar. So they pulled me back over to give it back to me. And you know what? I wasn't even really tripping because I'm starting at the back anyway. So we'll see what we can make up here. But a little bit of chaos to start this race. I'm at the end. I'm at the back. It's okay. I'm trying to form up. I'm trying to jump in. Alongside Cindy Dodd. Ready. Up. Green. For the heat race in medium, 206 senior. Round 7 of the Indy Karting Challenge. The second doubleheader of the season. As we enter the final quarter after this weekend. A little bit of defense from Dodd on Haymaker. Nowhere for us to move. Gonna have to probably wait for Mike to make his move. There he goes, trying to get alongside. Nope, not yet. He's gonna dive in the next corner, I hope. Nope. Corner well managed by 91. Defense on point from 91. Not exactly blocking, just running their line. almost kind of cut off there, but okay. I think I lifted. Trying to make space. Trying to get alongside, trying to get a run. Oop, somebody has an issue. Looks like 11 has an issue. The way the 6 just went through on him. Man, I really want to get this one done. No space. And no looking over her shoulder at all. Name on the scorecard says Cindy Dodd. Alright, finally, we get the run up the inside and onto the back straight. Frustrated because I know we could have done that lap faster. I really wish we could have gotten that move done sooner, but couldn't quite get enough momentum to get alongside. Now we're chasing the 11. I believe that's Mr. Esslinger. Reed. Young Reed. I believe if you had the helmet cam for this event, what you would be hearing me say is something to the effect of, "Come here." All right, now we're pushing. Daytona is awesome. That kink is scary. Over that crest, you get light, regardless of what you do. If you do it right, you're light. If you do it wrong, you're too light. But even when you do it right, you kind of get lifted out of the cart. In my experience. I know I am a more massive driver than most here. At 6 foot 175, running in medium even, still one of the bigger guys, because these are go-karts, and this is not Masters, so these are young guys, and gals. On Reed, slow and steady. Ooh, identical laps back to back. I don't know if I've ever done that. To the 1,000? Huh. Ooh, and we're gaining. I don't know if he's making mistakes or if I'm just not, but I'm like, hi. I think he's gonna let me through. Thank you, sir. Not a fan of the pressure, young Reed. I wasn't applying much, I was just following, but I hope he sticks with me. Here we go. I play the same game with Levi all the time, man. I play the same game with Tyler, I play the same game with... Shoot, I really can't hang on to Colton much anymore. Colton, Levi, and Brayton all take off on me, but there's a couple that we chase. Ethan catches me from time to time. I made a better performance against Zach than I have in the past. I ended up chasing the hell out of Nick Patton this weekend. It was fun. It was really fun. So guys who used to dust me, I'm now like, hello. At the back door, which is nice. Just asking questions. Excuse me? May I? Please. Let's see if we can set another rest lap here. 2 to go. Yes, indeed. Let's try and crack back into the 50s. Got 2 positions so far. After starting 12th, we're into 10th. not just trying to hold position. We're trying to make up those places that we sure should have had in qualifying. That 51.2 would have been good enough for like 6th, 7th. I need to look at the sheet again, but I think it was 6th. Instead, we start 12th. So we're trying to make up those spots that we should be able to, theoretically. Unless they all keep getting faster the way everybody else does at the front. Which, to be fair, I am too. Here we go again. Not by much, though. Little improvements, but improvements regardless. Trying to smooth out these connected corners. Turn these complexes into single, long curves. Instead of it being 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, I want it to be 1, 2. You see it? Like that's all one long right-hander if you manage it correctly. That's all one long left-hander if you manage it correctly. That's supposed to be as close to a straight as possible. Checkers, checkers. I like the sweepers. I like the ones where there's a groove you can sit in. Mike ran a pretty good race there. The feeling of setting a race car or kart in a sim or in real life in that groove and riding it out to the edge is just awesome and kind of incomparable. I've played some extreme sports in my day. This one's the most constant. The adrenaline is increasing before you sit down in the cart. You're sitting there trying to stay in the zone, trying to keep calm. Trying to believe you got this, da-da-da. And then you go out there for the outlap and you're winding up further and then you go green. It's crazy. Crazy. He's starting in 10th behind Haymaker and Patton. Carroll there in the blue and black. Braden Heber further back than typical for him. Mr. Adam Maxwell making an appearance. Caden Worf also fast as heck. Gage Justiniano. And there's someone I'm forgetting. He's McCorkadale. I don't think he was here this weekend. Anyway, we'll see at the end. There's another guy up there. Oh, Levi, duh. Where's Levi? I think he's up there. There he is on our right. On our side. I really ought to do a more concerted effort of warming the tires. I just kind of drive the first lap and see what grip I have and expect it to continue, but man, I'm so nervous about pulling the Scott McLaughlin since I saw that in the Indy 500. I was rooting for that man so hard. He finally broke his oval curse last year. I want to see him get one. One of the commentators during the Portland race was talking crazy about Mr. Penske trying to offer Scott a NASCAR ride. I was like, oh, shut the hell up. No. We do not need a second SVG in NASCAR to piss off all the Americans. Oh my God. I need Scott McLaughlin in IndyCar, thank you. so that when Alex Below, forgive me, makes his move to F1, which I am predicting now and hoping for. Green flag. I would like to see him move to F1. I would like to see him break the curse that seems to rest on the reputation of IndyCar in Formula One, but alas, really hard to convince a guy who's already a world champion that he should switch sports. It's not really switching weight classes the way it is in like fighting, which is its own game plan change. Not in this one. It's a different animal, different cars entirely. It's like switching from a cricket paddle to a baseball bat, or vice versa. Or switching from a tennis racket to a golf club. Like, depending on the car, depending on the change, they might be different enough that it's a totally different sport. Those off-road trucks, that's not dirt oval racing. Being good at one does not indicate you'll be good at another. Being good at drift jets, those guys are super talented, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be good on a dirt track, even though those sound similar. They're pretty similar, though. They probably would be pretty quick. They probably would have pretty good car control. But they have experience with drift tires on tarmac, and they have to adapt all of the different variables that come with dirt racing if they wanted to do that. So I'm under no delusion that getting good at kart racing is going to make me a good car racer, or that being a good sim racer makes me a better kart racer than I otherwise would be. But I can't help but think the adaptability factor plays a factor. Tyler seems to have more of that than me, though. I've been seeing that, because he jumped right into these and treated it like one of the rental carts at K1, man. He was just slinging it from day one with new gen 206. Petrie as well, quick, off rip, and I don't know where his training, so to speak, came from. Ooh! Contact! Between Carroll and Patton. I'm not quicker than Patton yet, but I'm quick as him. I can hang. So let me try and push him back through on Carroll and see if I can ride him through. Yes, sir. See that little let's go. Let's do it. Not trying to push him loose. Just trying to get him back to him, trying to ride that air. We did not know it, but that contact was seen as very significant from race control up in the tower. I think it's very strict of them to have come up with a penalty for that contact, but also, American karting is making a concerted effort right now to improve its reputation on the world stage. American karting's race direction is historically atrocious, has earned us a terrible reputation on the world stage, which is why American karting champions have been so widely discounted compared to European champions in the past. Max Verstappen wins the KZ European Championship, also known as the World Championship, and everybody's like, he's the next F1 World Champion. Lo and behold, he becomes one. Billy Musgraves builds his own kart factory, his own manufacturing brand, Factory Karts, and rides it to a SCUSA Shifter World national title. First American champion in an American chassis in the history of the league. And it's his own company. And we can't put that man in an IndyCar? Like, okay, hang on. We got things that we could... That's a story. Veteran-owned company, am I right? I think I heard that. Somebody call that man. You know what I mean? Shoot. Halfway through this race, we are riding nose to tail. Mr. Haymaker behind us. Mr. Patton in front. Ooh, we almost had a move there. And a slight gap forming to Carroll. Let's try and ride in on Nick's bumper. Help him close that gap. Looks like it's closing again. There's been some defense played, but let's do it. Let's go. I can't really get through on Patton, but if we're all riding one line, I can't get enough space for a move. Not early enough. And he doesn't even know I'm playing Dancing with the Devil here. Haymaker got backed up by me there. That's where he was mad at me for. He had words for me at the end of the race. It wasn't defense, sir. It was me trying to choose a different line and the cart beginning to slide and then me recovering the cart. It wasn't anything to do with you or defense. It was just a me thing, trying to keep up with Patton. Let me see if I can reclose this gap though that formed there. Thank God for this motor I had this weekend. It gave me a little bit of freedom to make mistakes and then not make mistakes for a little bit of time and close the damn gap. It felt really good instead of just doing my best the whole time and being like, I can't. All the times where I get it right, it stays consistent. And all the times where I get it wrong, it widens. Here, it felt like when I got it right, I saw gap closure. I was like, yay! Oh my goodness! I don't know whether to thank the clutch. I don't know whether to thank the rental motor that I got from Ghost Racing Engines over here at New Gen Motorsport at Whiteland Raceway Park. But damn, did it feel good to have a chance to make up places. They are in the process of rebuilding my CW engine and turning it into a Ghost. I full disclosure, I'm not shitting on the CW. It was sold to me as a practice engine. It was not sold to me as a race winner. It was sold to me not as a competitive motor, but it was sold to me with an unknown amount of time on it since its rebuild. I was told it was healthy, but it didn't have a timer on it. So we're gonna have one of those on it now because when we opened it up, they found that the head was warped. So badly so that they couldn't reuse it. I'm like, okie dokie. That might have played a factor. And the issue that we had with the exhaust that they had replaced initially when I came on with the team, they were like, yo, where are your baffles? And I was like, what do you mean? And they were like, we don't see any baffles in your exhaust. So they opened it up and all the baffles came clinkety, clinkety, clinkety out like debris. Ah, man, I really want it. I can't believe he let the gap open to Carroll there. I'm with him. 5 laps to go. Let's come on. Shoot. So all of the baffles had like melted out of their positions. They were all just rattling around in the exhaust like coins, and they were not doing us any good. There was the one on the face that was intact, but they were like, you should get a new exhaust. I was like, yes, we should. So they rewrapped my exhaust, they gave me a new muffler, and as they're rebuilding the engine, they're like, your baffles are like melted through again. I wonder if it came from the warped head. I wonder if the exhaust was healthy when I got it put on, the initial one that I had picked up from CW, but I didn't know to check for the baffles inside the muffler manifold. I really didn't. Things you learn. I think Haymaker's still on my ass here, so that's really why I'm trying to get through on Patton here, is because I'm like, I need space. Let him fight you. I need through. But man, momentum is a terrible game to play in 206. On a hot day like this, you got more grip than momentum out here. Oh, we had a run there. We just didn't have the space. The switchback, the attempted switchback, just like on, okay. No, so close. Oh, I could have got alongside there. This is a battle. This is fun. I hate that I'm under pressure while I'm battling, but... Oh, shit. Okay, he probably had to save it there. That was not intentional, sir. That was me attempting to choose the outside line, which would become the inside for the next corner, but 2 to go. Damn it. I was trying to set up a multi-corner pass there, and I cooked it. That was not defense, if he watches this. I doubt he would, but he had words for me after the fact like I was defending. And it's like, no, if you saw that I was trying to pick the opposite line from him, you would have tried to stick with him, and you probably would have come off better for it, but he tried to take the same line as me, and apparently thought that I was playing defense. Look at the way we closed that gap back up, though. Shoot. Back on him. 2 to go. Lock in. Jesus. Wait, was that 2 to go this time by? But I didn't see a wave white. I thought I saw 2 up. We are right in behind Patton. Let's go. The 21, my second favorite number. When 2 is taken, I races the 21. Unless he's there, shoot. It's hard to get a fun number when they mandate the first digit by class, you know, like for regional events, they'll sometimes do like all LO 206 seniors are 500 something. All KA 100s are, there's the white flag. 700 something, all, you know, 206 juniors are in the 900s, stuff like that. It's actually very survey of them to give us point ranges. Anyway. I like it better when everybody's allowed to run their own number in their own class, and as long as there aren't 2 of the same number in the same class, you're good to go. But, alas, they like to sell those number stickers. Man, he's online, but I'm quicker. Shoot. I'm with him, though. He keep looking for me. I'm like, yep, right here, right here. Woo! Nowhere to run to. Nowhere to slide, nowhere to dive. Checkers, checkers. Great run by the 21, good defense. A lot of good defense from the 22 to hold off the 21 as well. Oh, we had somebody out there. Okay, that's why he was standing out in the corner. He was like, alert, alert. All right. Was that holding position or just making up one position? Man. Just pass him already. I'm trying. Okay, so thus went the medium sessions for round 7 on Saturday. Kind of cooking. In more ways than one. Not as fast as we could have been, but given the way that qualifying didn't count, I think that's about all I could have expected out of myself, really. Because, yeah, I should have started one position up from where I finished, but I ought to be happy with that progress over the course of a heat and a final. So we'll see you back for tomorrow with the medium sessions for round 8. Peace.